It's so encouraging to see the turnout of support in this mayor's request.
Right now on KGW News, a warning from Portland's mayor when it comes to the city's homeless crisis. Plus, a plea deal in the works for the former Alaska pilot accused of trying to shut down a plane's engines after taking psychedelic mushrooms. Then,
I'm voting no. I'm telling everybody else to vote no.
So is there any chance a critical vote could finally get staff and students in one Clark County district back in the classroom? And later,
just said, how are we going to do this? And he said, we're going to do it together.
Why a mother who lost her daughter to a drunk driver is now worried about the roadside sign that helps keep her memory alive. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed that game. I'm David Molko. We begin tonight with both a call to action and a warning from Portland Mayor Keith Wilson. In a letter addressed directly to Portlanders, the mayor asked for volunteers and donations to support the city's shelters. And as John Adams reports, the mayor also appears to be worried about the consequences of failing.
Portland Mayor Keith Wilson calling this a pivotal week in his quest to end homelessness in the city. In a letter sent to residents on a mailing list on Wednesday, the mayor made a plea for volunteers and donations to help shelters across the city.
It's so encouraging to see the turnout of support in this mayor's request.
Brian Aptekar is the program director tasked with helping connect volunteers and donations with where they can be most used. He says his inbox has been flooded with dozens of people looking to help in less than 24 hours.
Some donations are already, in the works. I've had someone call up and getting phone chargers delivered to one of the shelters.
The mayor's request also comes with a warning, urging for quick action due to recent events in Washington, D.C., hoping to prove the administration's deployment of the National Guard isn't needed in Portland. The letter comes as a day center and overnight shelter opens in the Pearl District. The overnight shelter has faced fierce pushback from people living nearby. Linda Witt says there has been a noticeable uptick in drug activity and camping in the Pearl in just the past few days.
Just now I was walking down Lovejoy and I saw 5 people, in distress, so to speak, openly doing fentanyl.
Witt had this to say about National Guard troops responding to Portland's homeless crisis.
I think that since we haven't managed to conquer our homeless issue here in Portland, that it's, maybe not a bad deal to have somebody come in that can take care of it.
Portland Police Chief Bob Day weighed in on the possibility of federal officers being deployed here during a press conference Thursday afternoon.
Whether it's LA or DC or Chicago, whatever's next, the model is not sustainable. So there will be a period of time and it'll be difficult. But we are going to be here afterwards.
John Adams, KGW News.
Well, KGW reached out to the mayor's office to get more context and clarity about his call for volunteers. So far, we have not heard back. Well, to Clark County now, where there is no class again tomorrow at Evergreen Schools as the strike by classified school workers there continues. They've been on the picket line since early last week, demanding changes around pay, staff stability, and student safety. Union members voted on the district's final proposal tonight, with the union recommending they vote no. We are awaiting those results. The proposal included a 12.5% increase for paraeducators over 3 years. The district says it's dealing with a $26 million budget shortfall over that same period of time. Meanwhile, teachers in the La Center School District are also on the picket lines. The union is negotiating with the district on a new contract and primarily pushing for better pay. Both sides were at the bargaining table today. We are still waiting to hear if there's been any kind of deal and if there will be school tomorrow. New this evening, the former Alaska Airlines pilot accused of trying to shut off a passenger plane's engines mid-flight has now apparently reached a plea deal. That's according to Joseph Emerson's attorney. You may remember in 2023, Emerson was riding off-duty in a cockpit jump seat when he tried to cut off the engines. He was restrained by the crew, and that plane diverted to Portland. Emerson said he had taken psychedelic mushrooms a couple days earlier and hadn't slept in over 40 hours. He is scheduled in both federal and Multnomah County Court tomorrow. We, of course, will keep you updated on the terms of that deal. New tonight, 2 people have been arrested accused of starting a fire at the historic train trestle in Newberg. Police say 2 juveniles broke into a storage shed at a church in June and stole a gas canister they used to start that fire. Both suspects are now being held at the Yamhill County Juvenile Detention Center. Their names are not being released since they are minors. Portland police are launching a new pilot program that could quickly put drones over active emergencies. And as Jake Holter reports, while this could give officers a critical head start, it also has some people worried about privacy.
In emergencies, every minute counts, which is why Portland police are starting a new pilot program to get drones at a scene as quickly as possible.
Once the drone is on scene, it provides real-time video footage to officers, giving them a clearer picture of what's happening before they even arrive on scene.
Portland's current drone program requires an officer to arrive at a scene before setting up the drone to fly. The Drones as a First Responder pilot program works by having drones stationed on top of a police precinct, able to be launched off-site by designated drone operators.
It takes the workflow, which is several minutes, and takes it down to less than a minute. And if you're waiting for 911 responders to come to your house, I think those several minutes mean a lot to you.
The pilot program has 2 drones stationed on top of Portland Police's East Precinct, which can fly anywhere within a 2.5-mile radius, covering about 19 square miles. Portland Police Chief Bob Day says he understands the privacy concerns residents may have.
That concern is genuine. It's real. I don't discount that at all. Fully understand that this is new territory, but I think it's essential that we don't shy away from technology, even if it seems a little bit scary or a little bit uncertain, because it is a way for us to increase, as we said, safety, efficiencies, things like that.
Police emphasize that when en route, the drones are focused on the horizon and aren't recording. Drones cannot enter private property without permission unless there is an emergency. And the drones are expressly not used in crowd management situations like protests unless there is a threat to life.
And we feel like this opportunity allows us to help Portland along, but also continue to gather more information that we need to be doing as well to make sure our community is supportive of it.
Jake Holter, KGW News.
The Multnomah County Board has unanimously approved an ordinance banning licensed concealed guns in county buildings. Supporters tout it as a move to improve safety. A new state law allows local governments to make their own decisions around concealed firearms in public buildings. Well, to new information now, because it turns out a man who died at the Burning Man Festival in the Nevada desert was from Tacoma. Warning, the details in this case are disturbing. Police are considering the death of 37-year-old Vadim Kruglov a homicide. Authorities say he was found in a pool of blood over the weekend during the finale event of the arts and music gathering. Police say they interviewed several festival goers but have not announced any arrests. They also say the cause of death is still under investigation. New tonight, a debate over roadside memorial signs on Washington highways, the ones that honor crash victims and warn people not to drink and drive. Now officials say it is time to change the way the program works, which has some families worried. Catherine Cook shows us how you can weigh in.
She was so happy all the time.
Every day, Lori Shaddix remembers her daughter, Chrissy. 18 years ago, Chrissy and her friend Jessica Blank were driving home to Camas when a drunk, wrong-way driver hit their car on SR 14. Both women were killed. After the crash, Lori and her husband did their best to heal.
I just said, how are we going to do this? And he said, we're going to do it together.
They partnered with the Washington State Department of Transportation to create this, a sign with the girls' names warning people against drunk driving. It's now one of 1,026 roadside memorial signs statewide and one of 26 in Clark County.
It's important that when you see someone's name, that's not just a name, it's a human being.
It's why Lori was surprised to hear that the future of WashDOT's roadside memorial program, including her sign, is up in the air. WashDOT says since they started the program in 1994, it's grown and policies around the signs have changed. Transportation officials say they're looking for consistency and ways to reduce sign overcrowding in some urban areas.
And so the question is really about what are the durations that these signs should be in place. Should we have renewals? And, what is that renewal period? And then, what are the different things that we should consider?
To help shape their decisions, WashDOT is asking the public to drop into an online open house to share feedback through October 15th. They'll use it to create an updated program later this year.
And we know that these signs are very personal and that we want to, that's why we really want to hear from them.
To me, removing signs is you're now out of sight, out of mind. It didn't happen. These people are not gone because of bad decisions from someone else. And, what's the use at that point?
Besides the sign, Lori has spent years sharing her daughter's story with convicted drunk drivers and young people. She believes all of it has helped save lives, and she doesn't want that to change.
Probably got an average of like 20 or 30 hugs, and people saying, I had no idea. I just had no idea, and I will never do this again.
In Vancouver, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
All right, staying in Vancouver, we have some breaking news just into the newsroom. This has to do with Evergreen Schools, where striking classified workers have voted no on the district's so-called final offer. That means paraeducators, maintenance workers, bus drivers, and the like will return and continue negotiations here. School, by the way, never got started. It got postponed from last week to this week, and some 20,000 students and their families still waiting to hear what happens next. Evergreen, by the way, had already called off class for tomorrow. We'll keep you posted.
Robert Kennedy has elevated conspiracy theorists, crackpots, and grifters to make life or death decisions about the health care of the American people.
Well, strong accusations on Capitol Hill today from Oregon Senator Ron Wyden as the Senate Finance Committee questioned Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Now, in his opening statement, Kennedy said the Trump administration is focused on making Americans healthier, though Senator Wyden accused him of replacing members of a vaccine advisory committee with non-experts and vaccine skeptics. Take a listen.
This critical advisory panel has lost scientific credibility. After years, colleagues, we spend so much time not looking at this as Democrats and Republicans, but as good science and scientific credibility. And now the American Academy of Pediatrics has warned that the committee is being politicized at the expense of children's health. American Academy of Pediatrics, you think they're lying too?
I think the American Academy of Pediatrics is gravely conflicted. They get, their biggest contributors are the 4 largest vaccine makers. They run a journal, Pediatrics, which they make a lot of money on, that is completely dependent on pharmaceutical companies. So I wouldn't put a big stake in what they say that benefits pharmaceutical interests. Senator, I didn't politicize ASAP, I depoliticize it.
Quite a back and forth there, right? Meanwhile, Hawaii is joining the West Coast Health Alliance that was just announced by Oregon, Washington, and California. The team up is designed to give states more control over public health guidelines, particularly around vaccines, in response to what some call the politicization of the CDC. The coalition says it will be, quote, grounded in science, not ideology. It'll also rely on guidance from national medical associations. Straight ahead on this special edition of KGW News, flight options for Portlanders just got a little leaner. The airline that's now taking off at PDX for the final time. Plus,
you love your job, you never work a day in your life. That's the way this was. You never regretted a Monday having to come into work.
Well, it's the small town business with over a century of history. While you might say its next chapter is all about love. Matt?
Hey, David, thanks very much. We had another hazy sunset around Oregon today. This is from our Vancouver Skycam. The Springs at the waterfront, really a great look there. We've got one more hazy day on the way before things begin to change. We got a major pattern change as we go to the weekend.
The time starting next month, Spirit Airlines will no longer fly to or from PDX. The decision comes after the airline announced it was filing for bankruptcy for the second time. Spirit says this is part of its effort to focus on its strongest performing market. Services ending in 10 other markets as well, starting October 16th. If you have a flight with Spirit after that date, again, October 16th, the company says it'll reach out to you with your options. To Clark County now, and Ridgefield's only hardware store, which after 111 years in business is set to close its doors for good. Devin Haskins talked with the owners, and it turns out the reason they're saying goodbye, well, it's personal.
At the corner of Pioneer Street and Main Avenue, this building has stood here since 1914. Inside, it's what a small-town hardware store should be.
This is totally a throwback you get from the old days of hardware stores.
Scott Hughes and his wife bought the place in 1999.
You don't have to go into Home Depot and buy 25 screws when you need 3 or 4.
Some things have remained the same, like this original countertop and the scale that once weighed nails and screws.
It was made in 1914. I know it was purchased new for the store at that time.
It has been the only hardware store in town.
Makes it convenient because Home Depot is so far away, so it's easier to come here.
But after 111 years, Scott says it's time to say goodbye.
It's very heartbreaking that they're closing.
It's a business he has loved since he bought it.
You love your job, you never work a day in your life. That's the way this was. You never regretted a Monday having to come into work.
For Scott, this decision to close has been something he's been thinking about for the last 2 years. He says it is time to spend more time with his wife, Kathy.
Oh, she is my dream girl. Excuse me.
For more than 50 years, Scott and Kathy have always been side by side. She started working here when her dad owned the store from 1982 till 1999 when she and Scott took over.
She just loves this community. Born, raised here. She knows everybody.
Over the last decade, Kathy has been battling a disease that over time has required more attention. Now Scott says his place is by her side.
The last 2 years it's been progressing, and this year it's been progressing a little bit more, so that's why I need to spend time with her.
Ridgefield Hardware will close on September 30th.
Yeah.
But for Scott,
yep, and it'll be hard.
The memories inside these walls will never fade.
You always look back at your life and you see, do you have any regrets or anything? The last regret I would ever have is buying this store and marrying that woman.
In Ridgefield, Devin Haskins, KGW News.
Time, perhaps our most valuable commodity. You know what? I love a good old school hardware store.
So great. Yeah, like I said earlier, it's like I was there fine saying, I didn't know I needed that. I need that.
And the staff to take you through it too.
Yeah, really, really good. What a great story. All right, let's take you back over to the Couve, at least the Washington side of the Columbia River from our camera. The Springs, the waterfront. This sunset, it's just fantastic. We're running pretty quick on this one. You see the haze in the sky extending out towards the West Hills and the Coast Range. Fun to watch the ships come and go. And the railroad bridge open and close as well. We made 87 today for our high temperature. That is above average by 7 degrees. So yes, it was a warm day. We have 90s, 90 in Hillsborough, 91 McMinnville and Aurora. But wait, there's warmer. If you like heat, the Rogue Valley, of course, the place to be in the summer, one of them anyway, 99 in Medford. Or closer, the Dalles, also 99. Little cooler in Pendleton, hot in Bend with 95 and 93 in Prineville. So eastern Oregon, everywhere inland from the coast really heated up. Still, thunderstorms rumbling around. We're beginning to see the lightning strikes diminish. There's not as many now as there was, say, 6, 7 o'clock. There they go. But still some showers over there. These storms not producing very much rain, couple of hundreds here and there. That's all we're getting out of this. So we really don't expect to get much rain at all. But if you like moisture, go to the coast, look at the fog at Lincoln City. We've got visibility down to about 3/4 of a mile. The wind is beginning to back off, fog up and down the coast. Our day planner tomorrow, it's more of the same, really. Basically, what we had today is what we get tomorrow. Partly sunny, hazy sunshine, 75 late afternoon. We'll make it up to 86 tomorrow, so we'll knock a degree or two off of today's high temperature. Watches and warnings. Well, first of all, along the coast, we've got that dense marine fog advisory. Visibility will drop down to about 1/4 mile or so at and offshore, at the beach and offshore. Fire weather watch in this part of eastern Oregon for tomorrow from 1 o'clock till 11 o'clock. That'll be converted to a warning. And an air quality alert parts of Roseburg, Douglas County and the eastern parts of Lane County there because of smoke from the Emigrant fire. Meanwhile, up in Washington, the eastern half of the state, air quality alert through tomorrow at noon because of lots of wildfire smoke. It doesn't show up on the visible or on the infrared imagery, but it is there. So these storms will wind on down. There's another weak disturbance offshore that'll move inland tomorrow to promote more thunderstorm development and shower development. Odds of getting any west of the Cascades, not great, but it is not zero. Hey, if you watched the football game, you know about the weather delay there, right? This is the system that caused it. Cold front moved through Philly, lots of thunderstorms, all associated with this cold front that's centered up in northern Ontario. Okay, so you see the thunderstorms here breaking away, developing in the afternoon the next couple of days, and nothing super widespread. But this is the most significant thing for us in the valleys, the marine layer becoming solid on Sunday morning as we cool things down and the weather pattern changes to one that will bring in cooler conditions and our best chance of rain likely on Monday, chance of showers Saturday night and then again on Tuesday. And then towards the middle and end of next week should be some rather pleasant late summer weather. It is 76 in Portland right now. Freezing level is up 14,400 feet. So tomorrow partly sunny and hazy again. Scattered showers a possibility, not a likelihood, but a possibility. High of 86. 80 Saturday, then 70s after that. In fact, Monday with the better chance of rain, high of only 71. Wow. So some really nice late summer weather will replace the hazy, warm, hazy weather we've had of late.
Cannot complain about that.
All right.
All right, should we talk football, or football?
Yeah, that's what the rundown is. It's all stacked with football, and the NFL is here. Season opener vibes. You saw it right here on KGW. Let's run it back. Plus, a deal involving the Seahawks and my F&F top plays. We'll see you on the other side.
Okay, well, that was a little spicy, right?
Yeah, and we're so back. What a way to open it up. You get two teams that don't like each other. All right, I guess
ugly.
They knew what they were doing.
Gets messy.
So let's roll to Philly. The champs kicking off the 2025 season. Eagles hosting the Cowboys. They're rivals. They hate each other. So Jalen Carter just decides to spit on Dak Prescott. The Eagles' top defensive player ejected. The Cowboys offense took advantage. They got it going early. Javonte Williams, couple of TDs. But they couldn't stop Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts. The QB was Philly's leading rusher. He had 2 TDs on the ground, and there was an hour-long weather delay. But the Eagles shut out the Cowboys in the second half. They get the dub 24-20. The Seattle Seahawks get the party started Sunday, and they want to run the ball. And shoring up the offensive line, well, that always helps. Signing Washington State Cougar Abraham Lucas to a 3-year extension. that could pay the tackle more than $46 million, keeping him under contract through 2027. Lucas was selected 72nd overall in 2022. He's battled back from a knee injury that's forced him to miss significant time the past 2 seasons. Now it's about to go down. The Seahawks host division rival San Francisco. Kickoff set for 1:05 Sunday from Lumen Field. One more sleep until a fresh episode of Friday Night Football, but before we look ahead, we have to run it back with my F&F favorite 5 top play style. Bring them out, bring them out. Oh, we're so bad. You gotta believe. Number 5, Sloan Baker, a playmaker. First play, MJ Kennebrew one arm, and would you look at that? Ball lands on the defender, what? Somehow makes the grab. Number 4, belongs to the Sprague Olympians. Carter Lavelle can sling it, and Beck Olson is a tough dude. Takes the hit and cashes out for the TD. Number 3, this one belongs to the D. The Silverton defense like a brick wall in the clutch. Huge fourth quarter stop en route to a 21-14 win at Coeur d'Alene. At 2, the Nelson Hawks put the state on notice. Malachi Garlington, a man on a mission. Too much speed. 80 yards serving up the game winner in a top 10 matchup. Number 1, from number 1, Micaiah Turin on the money. Grayson Fitch, eyes on the prize. For the one-handed TD, just unbothered. 1-0 Sandy takes the top spot. They make it look so easy.
I always love the highlights in like 60 seconds, too. It's like, boom, you just saw 5 games, right?
It's a nap in 60.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. I'm going to have to use that down the line here, but a nice appetizer as we go into our second episode of Friday Night Football.
Weekend not far off either, huh?
Yep, and we'll have great weather for Friday Night Football tomorrow night, too. No rain. It'll be warm. We make 86 tomorrow, but cooler this weekend, and maybe some showers Saturday night. Nothing major there. Better chance of rain will come on Monday.
A bit of a change on the way. Hey, we'll be back tonight at 11 with your headlines. If we don't see you then, happy Thursday, everyone. Friday Eve.